Today we celebrate two worlds in which we have colorful heroes, dark villains, extraordinary men, and strong-willed women. While one world mourns the loss of its creator, another one heads towards its very own civil war this Sunday. Welcome to the Raw Review. Welcome to the Raw Review, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted to give a little shout out to Stan Lee, who unfortunately passed away earlier this morning. But yeah, WWE, comic books, very synonymous world. You know, lots of similarities between the two. Lots of crossover sometimes as well. But we are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, the first of 3 nights as we head towards Los Angeles, where NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series will take place
and
this
Raw
weekend.
and SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
And all 4 shows are going to be taking place at the Staples Center.
Well, and NXT next week, because it'll be a post-NXT show. But we're talking about Raw. We opened up the show with what was supposed to be a tag team battle royal, where we would determine the captains of the Raw Tag Team Survivor Series team. But Braun said, fuck that, I want to beat the shit out of everybody, and I want Baron Corbin. Stephanie came out, kind of struck a deal with Braun, said, hey, if you play nice and help Raw win after Survivor Series, you can do whatever you want to Baron Corbin. He's like, fine, I want the matches, I want the stipulations, I want to do whatever the hell I want, and he wants a title shot against Brock Lesnar. And apparently he's getting all of these things. Stephanie was very giving.
Let's just hope, for their sake, that Stephanie holds good on her promise. Because if she doesn't, it's just back to having an angry Braun on Raw.
Exactly. Then we also had Corbin come out and say a few things. Ronda came out, and then Baron pissed her off, so she dropped Baron Corbin. Then we had Tamina defeat Ember Moon, and then we had Nia Jax attack Ember again afterwards. Seth Rollins had an interview with Corey Graves, which was interrupted by Dean Ambrose burning his flak jacket from the Shield and talking about how the Shield made him weak. We had Drew McIntyre talk about embarrassing Kurt Angle last week. Finn Balor was not a fan of this situation. Came out and gave Drew McIntyre what for. Tried to get a match with Drew McIntyre. Ended up getting a match with Dolph Ziggler instead, which he ended up defeating Dolph Ziggler, turning a small package into a crucifix pin. Stephanie then added Finn to the Raw Survivor Series team and said that you guys just need to play nice for this week, and then after Survivor Series, you guys can tear each other apart. We had Ronda Rousey respond to Becky in a very angry, fired up Ronda Rousey way, and then she was approached by both Nia Jax and Tamina, still letting Ronda know that post-Survivor Series, she has to face Nia Jax. Riot Squad came out, and we had Ruby Riott apologize, and then just take a whole lot of credit for leaving Natty in a very emotional state last week. And then Natty came out and tried to attack. She did okay. It didn't. I don't think she got all she wanted, which adds for an interesting thing once we get to who's on the Survivor Series teams. We then redid our tag team battle royal, where Chad Gable and Bobby Roode defeated Slater and Rhino, the Revival, Lucha House Party, B Team, the Ascension, to become the captains, and all those teams minus Slater and Rhino will be on the Raw Survivor Series team.
Yeah, my theory on that is because Slater and Rhino were the first team eliminated, and therefore are seen as the weakest link, so...
Fair enough.
He basically high-kicked his way out of the ring on his own. So.
He really did. And then Rhino just looked really dejected when he had to get out of the ring. And we only know Usos and New Day on the other side, and we'll find out the rest of those teams tomorrow. Brock committed a hate crime by beating up 3 Canadians, that being the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal. And Paul Heyman said some stuff about Brock in a match. Bobby Lashley defeated Elias.
Google it, bitches.
Beat Elias by count out because he's a little bitch. Leo was holding on to Elias's leg. Leo then got launched into Bobby Lashley. So Elias kind of won, but that does mean that Bobby Lashley is the 5th member of the Raw Survivor Series team. And then on our main event segment /match /mayhem.
Aside from the fact that Braun is very big, the rest of Team Raw is just shredded to guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's Braun.
The more I think about it, the more I just feel like Team SmackDown's fucked.
Team SmackDown is very homely. Like, I'm pretty sure Rey Mysterio is in the best shape out of all 5 guys.
Maybe.
And Rey is in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
But when you have Shane McMahon, who's in decent shape, Samoa Joe, who's very round.
Round is a shape.
And then Miz and Daniel Bryan bringing in their dad bods, their newly minted dad bods. It's quite the homely team. So when you look at it on paper, Raw's gonna fucking decimate.
Legitimately, they're a team dad bod. Like, they're all dads. I'm pretty sure.
Oh God, they are. I don't know. Does Samoa Joe have a kid?
I think so.
Joe might be the odd man out. We might be wrong.
But he's had the dad bod longer than any of them. So
he was born with a dad bod.
Pretty much.
Maybe he was born with it. But anyway, so we had Alexa Bliss announcing who was going to be on the Raw women's team. She announced that Natty, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Mickie James would all be on it. And then they'd have a match to determine the 5th member of the team, and it would be Sasha versus Bayley. Then everyone attacked, and Alexa went, oh, well, I guess neither Sasha or Bayley are going to be on the team. Now, instead, it's going to be Ruby Riott, which that's going to work out perfectly well when Natty's on the team. Alexa, you're bad at this captain thing. And then after all that, we had the Riot Squad in the ring. We had Nia, Tamina, Mickie, and Alexa. Sasha and Bayley, I don't know where the hell they went. But then we started hearing things happening, and a cameraman ended up finding his way into a locker room to where Becky Lynch had the disarmer on Ronda Rousey. Becky Lynch then came out to ringside, and then Raw was infiltrated once again by SmackDown as the entire SmackDown women's division came out, beat the shit out of everybody. Becky was covered in blood and still whooping ass.
Yeah, Alicia and Dana both came out and tried to help.
Yeah, they tried.
Didn't work.
Nope. Ronda came out and tried to help. That didn't work either. She got hit with a chair a couple times. And yeah, it was just a bad night for Monday Night Raw. And Alexa Bliss got the hell out of Dodge. And we went off the air with a very angry Ronda Rousey and a very angry Stephanie McMahon, who was berating Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and then, the next iconic picture that everybody's going to be sharing of Becky Lynch, up in the top of the crowd, face covered in blood, hands covered in blood, still looking smug as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Irish war paint is what I've seen on Twitter so far. And I think that speaks...
Yeah, the Becky Lynch stock just keeps going.
Oh, yeah. If Becky Lynch wasn't over before, she's over as fuck right now. But that was it for what happened on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Hawk, what did you like?
I didn't like it at first.
Okay.
But I warmed up to it by the end. The Dean Ambrose promo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You weren't a fan of it to begin with, huh?
No. It seemed like he was very... wishy-washy, very, I don't have a real reason, WWE hasn't come up with an actual reason yet, so I'm just gonna beat around the bush and say, every cliche line in the book about, backstabbing friends and, this, that, and the other thing, and then it became a little more intense, and then he burned the flak jacket, and then it struck a bit of a chord, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I appreciated the escalation in the promo to where it started off just him, kind of very mocking at Seth, and then just really, laying it into him, just essentially tearing down anything that Seth thought was sacred, I guess. Very much in the way that Seth did to Dean.
Mm-hmm. This whole thing's running full circle.
Yeah. A couple of years, we'll get Roman doing the same thing to Dean and Seth. And then they'll come back together and it'll be fine. It'll just be the Shield for the rest of...
Yeah, for, their 12-year anniversary.
Yeah. Something like that.
And then, 15 years after that, we'll get the reunion of the Shield in some weird, super show.
Yeah. WrestleMania 45.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I'm also gonna do a promo. I've been trying to decide which one I liked better,
Is it those two right there?
It's either this one or this one. Were you planning on talking about either of those?
No.
No?
No. I thought you would go with that one, but
I mean,
that one was good.
It was good, but I liked the direction of both of these.
Yeah, I don't know. Flip a coin in your head.
All right, I saw the number 2 first on the back of Cody. So I'm going to go with Elias calling Child Protective Services to ensure that the child known as Leo Rush would no longer be abducted by Bobby Lashley.
For some reason keeps bending over.
Oh, man. I was so confused why Elias, he strummed his guitar like he always does. Spotlight was on, and then he pulled out his iPhone and started dialing. I was like, what is he doing? And then he started talking, and it snowballed from there. It was hilarious. And then Bobby tried to promo back, and we know that Bobby can't do that, and that was funny. I was kind of pissed that Elias lost the match, but I don't know, maybe Elias will be a foil for Monday Night Raw. I don't know. But yeah, Elias...
you know what it is they didn't want the Raw team to be that much more over than the SmackDown team.
Well, they did a pretty good job of that, because... Well...
Because you got Finn and Braun, who are both really over.
Drew's pretty over.
Yeah, but he's a heel.
Fair. So was Dolph.
They wanted a team that wasn't going to out babyface shine like Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon.
That's true.
And Rey Mysterio.
It's kind of the opposite, if I'm not mistaken. We have 3
faces.
3 faces on
SmackDown
and 2 heels, and then we have 2 faces and 3 heels on Raw. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, it's very mirrored. All right, that evens it up a little bit, I think. Okay, what did you love?
What didn't I love? No,
that's not the question.
The love has to be the end segment of the show.
I mean,
the women division. It's the same thing with the Usos showed up last year, and the Usos and the New Day.
Well, and we had the Under Siege last year from Shane, where that Shane just led. Thing. It was so good last year, and the fact that they didn't really
because they did it, and then the other side retaliated.
Yeah,
and it was just there was so much of this cool stuff going on. I was like, man, are they going to do any of this? And it seemed like the team matches were getting no interpromotional build until this happened.
Yeah.
And it's the women's division.
Yeah. The fact that the women led the attack on Monday Night Raw this year, because last year was really cool when we had dudes just going through and kicking the shit out of people, and then there
were some of the women in the locker room.
They kind of stepped up to some of the women, and then you had Natty and a couple other girls step through and then just fucking chase people down the hall, and it was all really cool. So the fact that it was all the ladies just kicking the shit out of the other ladies tonight was super fun to watch. And then you top it off with a blood-covered Becky. She is the Irish cherry on top. It's super, she just wears her fucking, battle scars on her face, not giving a fuck, and Ronda is just, clutching her arm and pissed off in the ring. That's perfect build for, if that match already wasn't built from the promos they've been throwing back and forth at each other, it's built perfectly now.
So I take it that's also your love?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I mean, I'll give a quick shout out to Drew McIntyre saying that Raw is his. This was a great showing for Drew. Just to, he's starting to build that main event persona. Mm-hmm. He is in there with people like Braun and now Finn and,
Kurt
Angle and potentially even, going after Brock Lesnar if he wants. So the fact that he's really starting to put over the fact that Raw is his show, he's the one that decides, who stays, who goes. He has this mentality about being in control, and it makes me excited for Drew McIntyre's future. Did you dislike anything?
I disliked that the Revival are not the team captains of Monday Night Raw. What are you doing with my boys?
They don't know.
Soul Survivors. Fingers crossed.
Ooh. You got Usos and New Day on the other side, though. That's going to be tough.
It is.
You think the Revival are up for that challenge?
Oh, man.
They are teaming with the B Team and the Ascension.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, though. There's another member of the team on Raw that knows the Revival better than anybody else. Chad Gable.
True.
I think they're going to be a great unit.
All right. And they might have a third Lucha House Party member roaming around outside to take care of the third member of the New Day. So.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think... Here's where it is. It's the kickoff match. So it's kind of anything can happen.
That's true.
So...
Yeah, it's officially on the pre-show, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen. So yeah, it's kind of just whatever happens, happens.
There's the other part to it is like, okay, we have the Usos in the New Day.
Yeah.
Who else is going to be? It's going to be what? Sanity, the Colognes, and
the Club.
The Club. The Club who haven't been on TV.
They were on the European tour. Because I saw Anderson posting pictures.
Yeah,
so.
the Club hasn't been on TV in who knows how long.
That's true.
The Colognes had like one match.
Yeah, they were kind of getting pushed, and then they went.
They had one match in the tag team title tournament.
Yep.
And then nothing. And then Sanity, who just showed up to bring Nikki Cross in for the first time in like weeks.
Right. So
more of the teams on the Raw team have had more TV time than the teams coming up on SmackDown
combined. Aside
from New Day and the Usos,
because New Day and the Usos are the SmackDown tag team division.
Yeah,
fair enough. Well, we'll see what happens.
We've seen more. Think of this: we've seen more of the Ascension in the last like 3 months than any of the other 3 teams that are going to be joining up with the Usos and the New Day.
You're very right. You're influencing my Survivor Series picks already. We're not even there yet. We can't do that yet. I'm gonna give my dislike to the fact that Elias lost, and it was kind of a shitty way.
That's my secondary dislike.
Yeah, it was a shitty way for him to lose,
but it's a way, it's the WWE 50-50 booking way of things, where Elias loses but doesn't actually like get pinned.
Right.
Or made to look weak.
And then he kind of won the segment with the promo at the beginning and then throwing Lio Rush at Bobby Lashley.
Beating the motherfucker with another
I was just going to say that and you beat me to it. So yeah. Don't make Elias lose to Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley ain't fucking worth it. I hope he's the first person eliminated at Survivor Series. He probably will be. Maybe because of Elias. Fingers crossed. That is it for the Raw review, guys. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click those links down below.
There's so many social media links.
There's a podcast link.
That's the one that says SoundCloud.
You can get this review and all of our regular reviews in podcast form. And there's Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. Where we have the list with Kevin Hawk, Question of the Week with Thomas Wolfe, other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But we've also got a whole playlist of unboxing videos from our friends at Pro Wrestling Crate, plus others, where we get cool shirts like the Faces of Fear. We get Funko Pops like Finn and Roman Reigns. We get all these cool little micro brawlers. We get Braun. You won't know what box he came in unless you go check out the videos that are over there.
The Battle of the Boxes.
Yeah. You gotta go check. You spoiled it.
Well, there's more than one.
There's like 3 of them. So go check them out. See what kind of cool shit we got. Maybe you want to get a box. There's links in all those videos.
Absolutely.
But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
And as always, true believers,
Excelsior.